Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello dear students and welcome to first year science online classes. The lesson for discussion is complex numbers, and we have had already 3 classes. I am sure that you have gone through all those 3 classes. Okay, so if you are not familiar with those topics, those concepts, please go back and watch those videos first, then you start this lesson. So I hope you're all fine. So today's class is going to be very interesting because we are solving the problems. Okay, in previous classes we had a lot of theory, right? So we understood the basic concepts, the fundamentals. So if the foundation is laid strong, now we can build upon that. Okay, so that's what we are doing in today's class. So the first question is, express the following in the form of a plus ib. So what is a plus ib? A plus ib is a complex number, correct? So whenever you write a complex number, you should follow this form. Okay, so always you write the real part first and then the imaginary part with I. Okay, so you have the first question coming to you. Okay, that is minus 5i 1 by 8i. What you must do, this is multiplication, so just multiply, that's it. Okay, so minus 5i into 1i, how much is that? So that is minus 5i square. Then this is 1 here, so 1 into 8, so that is 8 itself. Next, now what you can do is you can replace this I square, and that is minus 1. Okay, so divided by 8. Now this is minus 5 into minus 1, so that is 5 by 8. Now don't stop at that, you have to write in this format. So follow that rule and then finally write your answer in this way, that is 5 by 8 is real part, correct? You don't see any I there, so the full number is a real number there. So this is the real part of that complex number, and then I into 0. So because you don't have any imaginary part there, therefore this is in the form of a plus ib, where b is 0, a is 5 by 8. So I hope this is clear to you. Okay, this is the simplest problem and the easiest one. You will get a question of this sort in the exam. Okay, so may not be as simple as this, but you will get a question where you have to write that in the form of a plus ib. The second question you have, the second question, minus I into 2i. Okay, so this is minus I into 2i, and minus 1 by 8i whole cube, minus 1 by 8i whole cube. Okay, so you have minus I into 2i minus 1 by 8i whole cube. So first what we are going to do is, first idannu cube madana, first aamele adannu multiply madidre aaytu. Okay, so this is all about simplification. So minus I, this is 2i. Now when you have minus 1 whole cube, okay, minus 1 whole cube, yav ತರ ಬರೀತೀರಾ? Okay, if you need that step, I'll write it. Okay, let's write. So I will just take cube for all the 3 numbers there. So this is minus 1 whole cube, and you have I cube divided by 8 cube. So I am writing all the steps here. Okay, You don't have to write all the steps in the exam. You can skip this and directly write the answer here, no problem. Okay, now we are learning, therefore we will write every step. So this is minus I, multiply, okay, inside, so minus I into 2I, so minus 2 I and I will be I square, and here what do you have? Minus 1 whole cube, minus 1 into minus 1 into minus 1, so that is minus 1 itself, and I cube. So what is I cube? Remember, I raised to 4k plus 3. So if k is 0, then you will get I cube. What is the answer? 1I minus 1 minus I. So what is I cube? Minus 1. Okay, so that is minus 1. Alright, so if you don't remember that, how you will do? If you don't remember the formula, you will do, I'm sorry, okay, so what is I cube? This is minus I, correct, okay, the last one, so that is minus I. Well, so I cube, if you don't remember that formula, how we can do it? You can write this as I square into I, correct? Okay, so you can write it as I cube into I, and then see what is 8 cube. The next thing, how do you write 8 cube? 8 into 8 into 8, so that is 256. Well, now we will replace I square here and I square there. Okay, so this is minus 2I square. What is I square? Minus 1. So we will replace it now, and this is minus 1 here, and I square is again minus 1, and then this is I, okay, divided by 256. Okay, so continuing like that. So when you continue like this, what you will get, minus 2 into minus 1 is plus 2 here, and within the bracket minus 1 into minus 1 you will get 1, right? So you will get 1, so that is I by 256, correct? So finally what you can write is well, so this is simplified here 2, okay. See what is happening here is 2 and this 8 cube is there, no? So 8 cube is written as 8 into 8, so 2 1s are 2 4s are 8 8s are 64 into 4, so that is 256. Okay, so 2 is simplified, so 2 is not necessary to be written. So this is it, this is the answer. Now what you can do is you have to write in the form of a plus ib, correct? So how do you write that a plus ib? Do you have any real part here? You don't have real part, so real part you write it as 0. Then what is the imaginary part? 1 by 256. See, I divided by 256, we can write I into 1 by 256. So now this is of the form a plus ib, so where b is 1 by 256. Okay, so this is about the second example. The third one, express 5 minus 3i whole cube. Okay, so the next question, express so 5 minus 3i whole cube, okay, in the form of a complex number, in the form of a plus ib. Well, so let us begin with 5 minus 3i whole cube. Okay, see, we have known the formula of a minus b whole cube. You have studied, right? In your previous classes you have studied that. Just in the previous class I had written a formula for z1 minus z2 whole cube. So there also I explained, if you have minus you will get alternatively plus minus. And how do you write this? First, okay, so if you need the formula, I will write that formula for you. So a minus b whole cube formula is a cube, then minus, if you have minus. Okay, so this is a, powers of a reduce. What is b here? B to the power 0, therefore it is 1. Now b to the power 1. Next, 3 powers of a in reduce, a square becomes a, powers of b increase, b to the power 0, b to the power 1, then b square, and finally a to the power 0, that is 1, b square becomes b cube. Okay, and remember, if you have plus here, everything plus. If you have minus here, alternatively plus minus plus minus. Okay, that's the formula. So now let us expand this. What are you getting here? First, 5 cube. The space is not enough for me, so I'll write it here. 5 minus 3i whole cube. Okay, so first, in place of a you have 5, so this is 5 cube, correct? Minus 3, I mean 3, then a square is 5 square, and then b, in place of b you have 3i, don't write minus 3i, okay, in place of b you have 3i, so that is 3i, that is b, plus next again 3, a is 5, and then b square, that is 3i whole square, and then minus okay, so what will write next? B cube, right? So what is b cube here? 3i whole cube, so write that. Next step will simplify it. Okay, so that is just replacing a and b by with 5 and 3i. Okay, now in the next step we'll write the answers. What is 5 cube? 5 into 5, 25 into 5, so that is 125. Then 3, 5 square is 25 and 3i. Okay, let me write it like this. Next step we'll write the answer. Then this is 5 into 3, 15, and this 3 square, 9i square, minus 3 cube, 3 into 3 into 3. Okay, so 3 into 3 9, 9 into 3 27, so that is 27 and I cube. Okay, next, so this is 125 itself, minus you have 3 into 25 or 3 into 3, 9, 9 into 25, how much? 225 into I, plus you have 9 into 15, correct? So how much is that? 9 into 15, 135, right? So that is 135, and I square is minus 1, minus 27 I cube. Okay, so 27 I cube. Well, now what is left is this simplification and replacing I cube. Okay, so replace, shall we replace I cube now itself? Why to go for the next step? So let us replace I cube. So what is I cube? I can write I cube as I square into I. So if you know the formula, then it is minus I. I cube is minus I. Okay, so this is 125 minus 225I, and then this is minus 135, correct, and this is minus 27 into minus 1 into I. Okay, now look at this, you can simplify these two things, 125 minus 135, so that is minus 10. So this is minus 10 and this is minus 225I. Then minus and minus will be plus 27I. Finally, this is minus 10. Look at this, this is minus 225 plus 27, so you must subtract actually. So out of 225, if you remove 25, it will be 200, and again 2 you have to remove, so 198, and sign is of the bigger number, so bigger number is 225, the sign is negative, so this is 198I. So that is of the form A plus IB, or still if you want to write it in the proper order, then you will have to write this way, plus I into minus 198. So now is it in the form of A plus IB? Yes, so that is it. So you have minus 10 minus 198I. Okay, this is of the form A plus IB, and this particular question sometimes fetch you 3 marks. Okay, so this question can give you 3 marks sometimes they'll ask it for 2 marks. So this is a very easy question. You just have to use your algebraic skills here, just multiplication, adding, okay, subtracting, okay, and I square, I cube, you need to understand how to rewrite them, okay, and how to simplify powers of I. Well, so if you know these things, then you will master this concept well. Let's continue and solve one more question. Okay, so express minus root 3 plus square root of minus 2. Okay, they have written in this weird way. Let's see how to simplify it, into 2 root 3 minus I. Okay, in the form of A plus IB. Okay, so well, now how do you tackle this problem? We have to replace this first. Okay, so before multiplying, don't multiply, just add. Let us replace this. Understand, what is square root of minus 1? I, correct? Now when you have square root of minus 2, how do you write it? You will write square root of 2 into square root of minus 1, is it not? Now can you write this way? Yes, because one is positive, the other is negative. If both are negative, we cannot write this way. Okay, so remember, if both are negative, then this is not equal. These are not equal. Okay, only if they are of opposite signs or both positive. Okay, both should not be negative. One positive, the other negative, or both positive. Fine, we can use the formula. Otherwise, we cannot. Now we can use. Now they are equal. Okay, so that's why I split this like this. Okay, well, now what is the square root of minus 1? That is I. So this is what you must write there. So square root of 3 plus, what is square root of minus 2? Root 2 into I. So root 2 into I, and into you have 2 root 3 minus I. Okay, so well, now it is just multiplication, so let us multiply. Okay, so root 3 into 2 root 3, so I will write this as it is. Then in the next step we will simplify. Then this is root 3 into minus I, so root 3 into minus I. Then multiply this term for both. Okay, so here as well as here. So root 2I into 2 root 3, so that is 2 root 2, then root 3. I will have to erase this. Okay, fine. Well, then what am I missing here? I. Then minus, plus into minus, root 2, and then I into I, that is I square. Well, now only thing that we have to replace is I square. Okay, and these two things can be multiplied together. Okay, so this is root 3 into root 3. So how much do we get? 2 into 3, and this is minus root 3I. Okay, and this is 2 root 2 into root 3. 2 into 3 must be multiplied, so that is root 6 minus root 2 I square, which is minus 1. Okay, so if you need one more step, you can write this as 2 into 3. I don't mind. Okay, now this is 6 minus root 3I plus 2 root 6, and then plus root 2. This minus into minus will be plus. Well, now you have 6 there, and then these two things can be written together, and these two things can be written together. So I am writing 6 plus root 2. Okay, so these two things. Next, I will take I common. So if I take I common, what do I get here? 2 root 6, correct? So this is 2 root 6, and then you have minus root 3. So this can be your final answer. Is it in the form of A plus IB? Look at it carefully. You have the real part, which is A here, and then I, and then this is the imaginary part, that is B. So this is of the form A plus IB. That is the final answer. I hope you are getting this, correct? So ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. Please, if you don't understand, go back and see it again. Okay, so see every step here, what is being done. Okay, ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇದು ತುಂಬ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಹಾಗೂ ತುಂಬ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಪಿ ಯು ಸಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಬೇರೆ ಚಾಪ್ಟ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ತುಂಬ ಈಸಿ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್. Okay, so you can score full marks in this chapter. Okay, well, so that completes all the examples. All right, now what are we going to learn is a few exercise problems which are similar to this. Okay, so that will be very easy for us. Okay, so let us just begin exercise 5.1, the first exercise. Okay, the first exercise of the chapter 5. Exercise 5.1, first question. Express each of the complex numbers given in the... Okay, so I'll just reduce that sentence and write express the followings Express the followings in the form of a plus ib. Well, what is the first question that we have here? 5i into minus 3 by 5 I. Okay, so 5i into minus 3 by 5 I. Well, we have solved a similar problem, correct? Right. So what you'll do is you will do it yourself. So please solve it by yourself. Homework. Okay, so that is a homework problem for you. So please solve it by yourself. Well, so that's the easy thing. Just multiply and replace I square in the final answer. Okay, now the second problem is I to the power 9 plus I to the power 19. So I to the power 9 plus I to the power 19. Okay, so now let us simplify this. There are two methods. Okay, so the first method using the formulas. I'll write the formulas for you. So the first formula being 4k is 1, then I raised to 4k plus 1, right, that is I, and then I raised to 4k plus 2, that is minus 1, and then I raised to 4k plus 3, that is minus I, where k belongs to z. Okay, so what do you mean by k belongs to z? Z andre set of all integers. Okay, so integer set alli positive ide, negative kuda ide. So you can put positive numbers in the place of k, or you can put negative integers also. You can put positive integers or negative integers. You can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can put minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 also. You can put 0. Even 0 is there in the set of integers. 0, positives and the negatives. Remember, 0 is neither positive nor negative. Okay, remember that concept also. Okay, now let's come to the answer. I am using the formulas now. So I raised to 9 plus I raised to 19. I am writing the question again. Okay, now I raised to 9, I will write it as I raised to 8 plus 1. Okay, and this one I raised to 16 plus 3. ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ಥರ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದು ನಾನು? ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ 4. ಇದನ್ನು 8 ಈಗ ನಾನು ರೀಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಬರೀತೇನೆ ಅಂದರೆ 4 into 2 plus 1. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ I raised to 4 into 4 plus 3. Now tell me, is it correct? 4 into 4, 16 plus 3, 19. And this is 4 into 2, 8 plus 1, that is 9. Understood this? We are just writing this number as one of these forms. In 4 ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಬರೀಬೇಕು ನಾವು. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ 4 ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ 4 ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ವೆರಿ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಟು 9, 8. Very close to 19, 16. The next number is 20. Correct? 4 into 5 is 20. So previous number ಬರೀಬೇಕು ನಾವು. Previous number ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಇರೋವಾಗ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ I raised to 4k plus 1. So if you have I raised to 4k plus 1, which formula are you going to use? The second one, right? So I raised to 4k plus 1. The answer is I. ಇವಾಗ k place ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಇದೆ. K belongs to integers, so 2 is an integer, correct? So we can use the formula and we can write the answer as I. Well, next this is 4k plus 3. K place alli ivaga 4 ide, so plus 3 e formula. Answer is minus I. Okay, so this is like I minus I. The answer is 0. So that is 0 plus 0 I. or you can simply write 0, no problem. If you want a proper answer, you can write in this form also. Okay, so 0 baridru tappagalla, just 0 anta bariri saku. Okay, fine. So that is about the second problem. Now the third one. Okay, so the third one, you have I raised, okay, well, ಇದೊಂದು ಮೆಥಡ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಾನು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು. ಇವಾಗ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮೆಥಡ್ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿವ್ಲಿ there is an alternate ಮೆಥಡ್ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಯಾವುದು ಈಸಿ ಅಂತ. ಸರಿ, ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ I raised to 9, I raised to 19. What I'll do here is I will not use the formulas. ಒಂದೇ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಾನು. ಅದು ಏನಂದರೆ I square is -1. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ I square is -1. ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರ ಗೊತ್ತು ನನಗೆ, ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಯಾವುದೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಸರಿನಾ? ಆದರೂ ಈ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಹೌ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಇಟ್? ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್? ಐ ವಿಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಸ್ I raised to 8 into I. Correct? So totally I raised to 9, and this one I'll write it as I raised to 18 into I. So ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ even power separate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನೀವು. even. Okay, 19 is odd, so the closest even number is 18, so write that. Closest to 9 is 8, so you write that. Next, this I can write it as I square to the power 4. Correct? 8 can be written as 2 into 4. Okay, I know I square, therefore I am writing I square here. Next, idannu kuda I square power ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 9 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇದು I ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಬರೀರಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, I square ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. Now what is I square? -1. So this is -1 to the power 4 into I, and this is -1 again, and this is 9, right? Okay, so now this is like -1 to the power 4 even power. So even power idre -1 into -1 into -1 into -1 will be positive. Correct? So 4 times if you multiply a negative number, you will get positive, and that is 1, therefore it is positive plus 1. And this is odd power. If you have odd power, then that will be negative. That will be negative. Or if you want, you can write this way also. Okay, so finally I minus I, which is again 0. So now this is an alternative method. ಒಂದೇ ಆ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ಈ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಿ, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೋರ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವಿಚ್ ಎವರ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಸಿ, you follow that method. Most of the students follow this method because you just have to remember one formula, whereas there you have to remember 4 formulas, which is confusing. Correct? So I suggest follow this method for all the problems. Okay, so that's an easy method for you. That's an easy method for you. Okay, so well, that's all for this part of the lesson. So thank you for watching.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.